Ezra opened his eyes, though his joints were stiff and his body ached, the soft applause of a waterfall and birds of different species singing in harmony softened the physical pain. He knew he was miles away from the chaos at the border wall. Ezra needed a minute or two to get his bearings and adjust to his surroundings. Taking a bullet had zapped his strength and knocked a few brain cells out of alignment. Still, he was guessing he was in better shape than his Humvee. The view from his room was incredibly soothing. The shade of fig trees, red pomegranates, moringas, and the flowering bougainvillea could heal a dying man. Maz lay sprawled in a comfortable chair, fast asleep, an open book rising and falling gently on his chest. Ezra chuckled. "How long have I been asleep?" he asked. Maz stirred, struggling to open his eyes, and shook himself awake. "A couple of days, give or take a few. You had a pretty hard time for a minute." "Give or take a few?" Ezra laughed, which hurt his shoulder. He grimaced. The dark-tinted glass sliding door stood wide open, as sheer curtains danced with the soothing hum of a breeze. Desert wind was brutal, but cool wafts from the Oasis were like soft kisses from Lexi. Her face drifted through his thoughts. Ezra took a much-needed cleansing breath. "How did I get here?" he asked. "We swam upstream." Maz remained stoic, staring past Ezra, who was shaking his head. "Right." Ezra followed Maz's gaze. Elam's Oasis was a much-needed sanctuary, an expanse of life carved into the unforgiving California desert. Spanning 29 square miles, it boasted shimmering lakes, winding rivers, and lush botanical gardens. It had become a small city of 500 people, not counting the guardians and rangers from the shores of Jericho Bay. Elam's Oasis also thrived economically, known for its impressive date and prickly pear enterprise, all processed in an intricate network of underground tunnels. But beyond its beauty loomed the towering steel wall, ordered by the state to keep the unvaccinated out. It was an eyesore to some, a lifeline to others. For Jericho Bay and the surrounding estates of Tansalor, especially Elam's Oasis, the wall worked. Through the darkest days of the global pandemic, no one within its borders fell gravely ill. "I need to get out of here," Ezra said. "Yeah, I thought as much." Maz threw a bag of clothes at him. Sheer stubbornness wasn't enough to get by without Maz's help. Ezra draped an arm over his brother's shoulder, and Maz slid his arm around Ezra's waist, gripping his wrist tightly for balance. Together, they slipped past the distracted nurses, who were too busy swapping stories about the latest contraband and covert visitors, in body bags, smuggled in and out of the Oasis to notice. Rangers, origin unknown, held their post, silent and watchful. They understood things others couldn't begin to grasp. With cryptic smiles and a nod, they let the pair pass, for now. Ezra and Maz plodded their way to the closest lake, where waterfalls cascaded from rock formations. Date palms framed the lake, and weeping willows hid the women and children who lived in its shade. Overgrown foliage and shadows kept the caves out of sight. The underground cave system provided temporary homes for those Maz and his guardians had plucked out of the hands of traffickers. Battle-weary guardians also retreated there, till it was time to transport everything and everyone back to Jericho Bay. Rangers hovered nearby. No one noticed except Maz and Ezra. Once again, the Rangers had intervened to bring Ezra safely here. Maz stripped down to his tactical shorts, leaving his guns and switchblades next to Ezra, where the primroses and golden marigolds grew, and swam to the middle of the lake. Mangroves danced upon a mirror of crystal blue waters. He climbed up on a thick branch and perched. King of the jungle, Ezra thought, and smirked. The man's a beast. Too many missions beyond the wall had put his name on the state's most wanted list. Dead or alive. Ezra watched Maz eyeing the women he had rescued from the state. They were washing their clothes behind the waterfalls. Maz wasn't flirting, he was protecting. Ezra's attention turned toward the caves. Children, a dozen or so, appeared from the shadows, swiping away the hanging leaves of desert willows. They were cautious, but curious. Many had bruises, some suffered from malnutrition, and most wore the scars of battle, seen and unseen. As soon as they spotted the big-as-a-bear man, they jumped in the lagoon, one by one, and raced toward him, splashing each other along the way. The stronger ones climbed onto the same branch, and the smaller ones swam in circles beneath them, each calling out his name, shaking the tree, laughing. "We're gonna get you, Maz!" Maz pretended to lose his balance and flipped backwards off the tree. Victorious laughter echoed through the desert air. He emerged near the edge of the lake, where Ezra rested with arms wrapped around both knees. "Still too frail to join the fun? Come on, Ez," Maz teased. "One bullet has never stopped you before." Ezra took a deep breath. "Never had anyone to go home to, preferably alive," he muttered. Maz nodded. "Ah, a good woman will do that to you." One of the young girls broke away from the group and strutted towards them, long legs visible as she gathered a silk wrap-around skirt slowly upward. "Well, that's trouble," Maz said. He put on a shirt and a baseball cap. "Let's go, Ez. Armor on."
Thanks for visiting Jericho Bay. There are more secrets to review. A new chapter is uploaded every Friday night.